Hi guys, I'm White Up Gamer, and today we're going to do a little bit of story time. Now, I'm going to share my experience growing up to love dinosaurs, everything Jurassic Park, my memories of growing up. But before I start, I'd like to ask you guys in the community what your Jurassic story is. So what is your experiences of Jurassic Park growing up? What made you fall in love with dinosaurs? What made you fall in love with Jurassic Park? There's anything of your experiences, let me know down in the comments below, because I'd absolutely love to hear what your story is. I'll start with mine. My very first memory of dinosaurs. It's hard to pinpoint where exactly it started, but when I was very young, this is going back in the early 90s or something, an old person, I remember trying to collect a dinosaur magazine, and I can't remember what it was called. I think it was maybe bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, or monthly it come out, I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, it was a little magazine that would come out, and it would have all dinosaur facts and information on it, and I absolutely loved it. But the main reason why I wanted to collect it was it used to collect bones from this magazine, and in the end what you would do is you would build a glow-in-the-dark T-Rex skeleton, which I thought was blew my mind. I wanted this. But every time we went shopping, went and looked for this magazine. Not always, and I didn't always find it, unfortunately, so I never did complete the skeleton. But there also was another one which my cousin collected, which was like an arachnid one, and in a similar vein, you would collect a spider skeleton. I know a spider doesn't really have a skeleton as such, but that was what would happen, and you collect the spider skeleton, you build this big glow-in-the-dark spider, and he actually completed his, so I was dead jealous of him actually being able to collect them all. I was a bit gutted that I never actually got to build the giant T-Rex. Well, it wasn't that big, it was probably about that big or so, like that, but it was the start of my fascination with dinosaurs. Not long after that, I think maybe a year or so had passed, and then a little movie started being advertised on the telly. This was, of course, Jurassic Park. I needed to see this film. I needed to see it, and my memory of going to see this film was going to our local cinema in Liverpool, and the queue was all the way down the road to get in to see this film. I went with my mum, my dad, and my cousin, and I loved it. It was just absolutely blew my mind away. And my dad was telling me later on that I was literally like within 5 minutes of the film started, I was like, "Dad, where are the dinosaurs? Where are the dinosaurs, Dad?" And not too long later, there we go. It was Jurassic Park. I remember being in awe of seeing these humongous creatures on the big screen. The T-Rex breakout scene, still one of my favourite scenes in film today, when the Dilophosaurus's frill pops out. It made me jump as a kid, and just seeing all of these dinosaurs on the big screen made me an even bigger dino freak than I was, to the point where I was running around the school ground as a dinosaur, arms tucked in like this, for making weird noises, chasing the kids around. It was just a weird experience looking back at it, but it was what I loved to do. I love dinosaurs. I wanted to be a dinosaur, and thus started the collection. I wanted to have all the toys. I remember having the Red Rex, which a few of you may know is still floating about today. Then you stomp it on the floor and make the noises as it was stomping on the floor. It also roared, I think, if I remember right. I can't remember how I did that. Maybe you squeeze its chest or something like that. I can't remember. I had that toy. I had 2 Dilos. I had a Velociraptor. I had obviously the Ford Explorer, because that just had to happen. And I think I had Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm little figures as well. And I used to reenact the scenes from the movie constantly, like all day, every day. I'd play with these toys and I'd reenact scenes, make my own. It was being a child, and it was what I just wanted to do. I just wanted to play with these dinosaur toys, and I did, and it was probably one of the best times of my life. A few years passed, and The Lost World comes out. Now, I didn't actually get to see this on the cinema, and I can't remember why. I literally don't remember it being advertised on the TV, whether it was shown later on at night or what. I can't remember what happened, but I didn't see it in the cinema. And I remember it being advertised that was coming out on video or VHS, or as I still say, tape. Walking around the shopping centres with my parents when it was due out. And I remember literally crying and begging to my mum and dad that I wanted this on video. Crying, begging, can I have this? And every single answer was no. Now, this was around Easter time when this was out, and being a kid, I wasn't actually a massive chocolate person. I've never been. I still aren't. I'm still not a chocolate person. I prefer jellies, if anything. And with that being said, me not being a big chocolate person, when it came to Easter, I didn't really get eggs from my parents because they knew they'd just be wasted. So what they used to do was buy me a present. It was nothing extraordinary big or nothing. It was just like a little gift. And this time around, I was overwhelmed with the surprise as I got an alarm clock. So after a couple of minutes of being very, very disappointed that I got an alarm clock for Easter, I decided, well, I might as well have a look at it. So I opened the box up, and what was inside? Not a alarm clock, but it was The Lost World on video. So that happened. That was watched probably every day for months, and I think I literally fell in love with Sarah Harding at the time. And it was a great time. But after that, there was no dinosaur action that I can recall. But I've always had a big soft spot for giant monsters, dinosaurs, etc. So I think the year after Godzilla 98 came out, and I was obsessed with that for a bit, and I'd watch the cartoons of that because I think they did a cartoon series as well. But I also used to watch the original, is it Hanna-Barbera one with Godzilla and Godzuki, and I used to watch that one quite a lot as well. So I was really, really into that. So at the time, the dinosaurs kind of got pushed to the side, and I started playing with like the likes of Godzilla toys and stuff. And obviously, it was about 4 years until we got any more dinosaur action after that. So we're all into 2001, we're into the new millennium, and I'm a bit older and a bit wiser, and my dinosaur obsession was subsided a little bit. But I remember going to the cinema, and I can't remember what we were seeing, and I can't even remember who I was with. I think it was with my dad, and the trailers came up, and a movie popped up, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, this looks very familiar. It can't be. And it was Jurassic Park 3. And obviously getting super, super excited to see this. And I did. And I enjoyed it at the time. I really did enjoy it. It was Jurassic Park action that we've not seen for 4 years. And it still has a charm today. I still watch it every so often because I think it's a cool movie. I don't think it adds much to the franchise as a story, but it's interesting and it still has its charms, and I'll still watch it every so often. A long 14 years later, I'm a lot older, I'm a lot wiser. Well, some might say I'm not. And my dinosaur obsession had almost completely disappeared. I didn't collect toys anymore. Jurassic Park was kind of in the past. It'd been 14 long years, and I still loved watching it. I really did enjoy watching it, but I didn't watch it a lot. I still watched a lot of dinosaur documentaries if they were on the TV, and I'd love to keep up to date on the new information that was popping out on dinosaurs and stuff like that, so that was still fascinating me. But in terms of Jurassic Park and dinosaurs, I kind of moved on a little bit. But I remember scrolling through Facebook, and a post awakened the child in me again. I got chills all over my body as the park is open. Appeared on the screen of my phone a familiar jingle at the same time, and again, I've never been so hyped in all my life. When this popped up and we were seeing the return of the Jurassic franchise. I rewatched every single trailer to that movie several times, like all time, and every single time a new trailer was released, the hype was just building so much, and it kind of reawakened the child in me again. I went on opening night to see it, and I never felt anything like what I felt coming out of that movie. My heart was pumping 10 times to the dozen. I had a headache, and it was just an experience that I'll never forget, coming out of that and just feeling the way I did, seeing the dinosaurs on the screen again, witnessing velociraptors on the screen, the Indominus, these new characters, seeing Dr. Wu back on the screen again, and seeing the return of the original T-Rex, Rexy, after 20 odd years. It just woke the kid inside me again, and I went to see that film at least 6 times with several different people. I could not get enough of this movie, and then it started to get my obsession with dinosaurs. Roku, so started collecting some of the toys again. So the toys from Jurassic World were pretty terrible. I collected a couple of them, I think. Got posters, as you can see. Started collecting posters. I've got figures, dinosaur figures. I've got tattoos of dinosaurs on. They all happened, and if I had the money and the space, I would have so much more. I really would. And bringing back the franchise that I love, but also reawoke my love of dinosaurs again. And since then, we've had so many Jurassic related stuff, so many toys, Lego TV series, a short film, and obviously we've got the Fallen Kingdom film which came out 2 years ago now, which was great, and I was super hyped and love that. And now we've got the final movie in the franchise coming very soon, Dominion, and it's super exciting. It's super exciting, but also nerve-wracking to see how this all ends and where it goes. As a Jurassic fan, I really don't want it to end, but you don't want to turn it into something where people get sick of it. And some people already are, but they've made... How many Fast and Furious films have they made? 9? And people still love that. There's 9 or 10 leading Star Wars films that people still love. But I'm excited to see what the future happens. Whether we've got Conversations coming up as well. Whether we get more series in the long run, more films, more books, who knows. But I can't wait, and I can't help but thank Colin Trevorrow and the rest of the team involved in the Jurassic franchise for bringing back my just sheer love for dinosaurs and the Jurassic Park franchise. Thank you for bringing us back into the community and reawakening the kid in me again, because at this moment in time I couldn't kind of say imagine life without this nerdy obsession with dinosaurs in it, because it's been there ever since I was born and I don't want it to go away. So that's my story, guys. Sorry if you see me looking at the screen. I've got a little bit of a script written on just so I knew where I was going and I wasn't going to mumble a lot. But this is my experience growing up and my Jurassic story per se, just sharing my love of dinosaurs and how it started and my dinosaur experiences through life. So I'd love to know what yours are in the comment section down below. So what's your experience of growing up with this? What's your experience of dinosaurs? Just share it in the comments, because I'd love to read what everyone's experience is. This is like a community video. I want everybody to share what their memories are and how they grew up loving dinosaurs and how Jurassic Park's influenced that. So, but that's it anyway. I'll stop mumbling before I carry on. Well, thank you already for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like. And of course, when you're new and you haven't already and you want to see more Jurassic related stuff in the future, then don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.